You're watching UnrealEntGaming. This is Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. You want to see me turn Super Saiyan? Or should I take it to the next level? I'm also the narrator, too. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, make sure and smash subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
Vegeta!
With Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 54 now officially in the history books, many fans within the Dragon Ball community seem to be begging the question on the idea of Merus having any ties with WHIS, the Grand Priest, if in fact he is an angel, a fallen angel, somewhat of a hybrid Nephilim type of angel, if perhaps he's demonic in nature, perhaps maybe a demon, an angel from one of the previously erased universes, and to that, we honestly don't know, but we are going to find out in next month's issue of the Dragon Ball Super manga for Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 55, but one of the most popular theories going around in the community right now is the fact that perhaps Merus is some kind of an angel directly tied with Moro, as we are going to be touching up on this and many other concepts that you guys have presented on my previous videos today, and with the current circumstances involving the Dragon Ball Super manga with Moro giving our heroes 2 months until he arrives on Earth, you can rest assured that all hell will break loose. But the question is, with everything that's going on right now, who, or more or less what exactly is Merus, and what exactly does Merus know that he's keeping hidden from Goku while training with him inside the hyperbolic time chamber? As once more before we begin, if you are new to this channel and have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball and anime related, then be sure to smash that subscribe button on this channel and turn on all notifications to never miss a single upload, along with giving this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you guys love Dragon Ball and anime, as one of the absolute biggest battles within Dragon Ball is looming over the horizon, that being Moro, Sagambo, 7-3, Shimoreka, and Yumba potentially battling against Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, Jocko, Krillin, and maybe perhaps the androids 17, 18, and Merus having to be there with Majin Buu and the Daikaio. You can only imagine as to the level of carnage that's about to happen within the Dragon Ball Super manga, but before we end up getting there, we need to figure out the identity and the reasoning behind Merus and his introduction within Dragon Ball Super. Now, from the beginning, Merus was introduced as a very mysterious character, of course having to be pointed out by Vegeta first. There was something eerily off about Merus that seemed to have caught Vegeta's attention, and ever since the beginning, many people were wondering how exactly he was able to catch Goku and Vegeta off guard with his ray gun, how he was able to hold his own against Moro, and now trailing Goku along by giving him clues in not wanting to eat or needing the ability to eat to stay alive, having the exact Wing Chun fighting style as WHIS does, but also bearing the knowledge of a power that only the gods are aware of but cannot possibly achieve, and that's Ultra Instinct. So within the community, a lot of people were putting out this idea that perhaps Merus is, in some way, shape, or form, directly connected to Moro in being the counterpart to a god of destruction in being his angel. Now, although this concept may sound wacky and it may fall outside of the realm of possibility, at this point, never say never and never hope for anything outside of what Toei Animation can present, because if this were to be true, then it kind of would make sense in the idea that an angel cannot possibly destroy its own governing subject, being the fact that angels are supposed to oversee what the gods do, but keep a neutral position in not taking any action in doing anything good or evil, which is very interesting in the fact that WHIS is actually consulting the Grand Priest in changing the laws of the angels. But if in fact this were to be the case and this theory ends up being true, then what a theory that would be in the fact that Moro was once previously a god of destruction, and with Merus having to solely make that choice in doing the right thing, in becoming a part of the Galactic Patrol, in becoming one of the absolute best space cops there is, in directly taking initiative in doing something about all of the crime and negative impacts within the galaxy itself. We see how Merus actually went along ahead, to be confirmed by Jocko of course, to even arrest 7-3, Sagambo, Shimoreka, and Yumba, and the reason why those individuals were actually in prison is because of Merus. But if I'm being honest here, I think the concept of Merus being the angel to Moro, who was in fact a former god of destruction, is really fucking stupid, and this is why, right? For example, if Moro was a previous god of destruction, then how come Beerus is not aware of this, right? If anybody should take action first within Universe 7, don't you think that would be Beerus? If Beerus knew the fact that this person who was once a god is now out and about, free of will, destroying everything within the universe itself, getting stronger as he does so, from a standpoint of having power, wouldn't Beerus actually feel threatened in the fact that Moro could potentially take his title of being a god of destruction to begin with and want to rebel against that? So if anybody should have taken action first, I think we can all agree that Beerus would have been that person if he was fully aware and cognitive that this former god of destruction is now on the loose within his own universe. Although I love the concept, I really don't think it makes sense. So the other major theory and concept floating about is perhaps Merus is or once was a former student of WHIS. Now that in and of itself would make the most sense in the fact that A, WHIS would have went along to teach Merus about what Ultra Instinct is, being the fact that WHIS did the exact same thing to Goku and Vegeta following the events of Dragon Ball Z Resurrection of F, when he told them about having to train their bodies to move on their own and learning this ability, to where Beerus was even having a hard time in figuring this out. And B, if Merus was in fact a student, then it would make sense in the fact that he knows so much, he's able to move so fluently, but at the same time, why would WHIS want to change the law of the angels if in fact he wasn't an angel? And in the beginning, a lot of people believed that just because his skin tone was bluish, purple-ish, and based on his height alone, perhaps he was an angel, perhaps he wasn't. So many people were kind of misled by the ideas of what the manga was presenting, but now we're getting more and more clues that perhaps maybe Merus is an angel. But if he is, or at least once was, an angel, then where did he come from? Did he come from one of the previously destroyed universes that Zeno had completely wiped out? Is he in fact an angel or existing angel from a different dimension, different timeline? To that we don't know, but what does serve its purpose is the fact that if he ends up actually being an angel, then what does this mean for WHIS? What does this mean for Universe 7? And what does this mean for the hierarchy going forward by introducing the concept of another angel in Universe 7? That's why I don't think that Moro is in fact any kind of god of destruction, because if he was in fact a former god, then what was he doing in prison? It really wouldn't make any sense, right? Because if a god's job is to literally wipe out an entire civilization and destroy planets endlessly, then certainly if that doesn't warrant them going to prison, then what exactly did Moro do if in fact he was a former god that led him to go to prison to begin with, right? So one of the other popular theories going around is the fact that Merus is perhaps a Nephilim, half human, half angel, or part angel and part something else. But if that were to be the case, then what exactly is he, and what would lead an angel to actually mate with a mortal or with a different being to create such a person? And if in fact he is part angel and part something else, then how come this wasn't touched upon before? Could it have been perhaps he was masking his identity and not wanting any of the other angels to find out, or something of the sorts, right? If of course that kind of power was given on over passed genetically to someone like Merus, then what does that mean for the current hierarchy of the angels now? Perhaps maybe WHIS wants to include a different order to where Merus can become a second angel to Universe 7, or maybe something else along the lines that falls within the law of the angels, because as of right now, we don't truly know what the actual laws of the angels are, other than angels having to remain completely neutral and not getting in the way of mortal business, and not having any free will to choose to do something good or bad, as their position is to solely look after the gods of destruction and make sure they don't get out of hand. That's what makes this situation so complicated. But if in fact that theory were to be true, and we end up finding out that Moro is in fact in some way, shape, or form a former god or has any ties to that, then that would simply blow the lid off the story in the fact that here we have all of our heroes coming together to not only fight a former god of destruction with the assistance of that destroyer's former angel, but now we have Moro's cronies, we have the angels getting involved. So this seems to be a massive story that's going to lead to a massive fight down the line. And the thing is, with Moro right now, there's no telling as to how strong he's going to become, given the circumstance that number one, he's going to Earth, and he has no problem going there given the fact that he wants to fight everybody, take their energy, take the planet's energy, and then go off on his own little merry way in doing his own thing. As I for one would prefer to actually for once see Beerus get involved, because since Battle of Gods up until now, Beerus had hardly done anything, so that's kind of sad. But if it were up to me, I would more or less have that be incorporated if Moro were in fact to turn out to be some kind of a former god of destruction. But at the same time, to me, it seems kind of fishy that Merus is trying to push Goku to his stride in finally achieving Ultra Instinct to the point where he wants to fight Moro, while at the same time, Moro being able to steal energy literally from planets and people. I find it kind of mysterious that Merus seems to kind of only imply that Goku's Ultra Instinct power is going to work here. Whether or not it's genuine, how crazy of a twist would it be if Merus wasn't the person that we all thought he was from the very beginning? However, it's also looked at in the fact that perhaps maybe Merus was supposed to be symbolic in becoming the next angel, but being the fact that he was given this order and command in becoming neutral if he were to be a part of this, I find it most interesting in the fact that the entirety of the hierarchy involving the angels now needs to change simply because Merus now is in the picture. Now, this is also quite interesting because if Merus in fact is some kind of an angel, or at least was, then where is his halo? What about that halo that all of the angels have? He doesn't seem to have a staff, right? So where's his staff? His clothing is different as well, so is it masked perhaps? Did he take it off? Did he refuse to have the exact garments that the angels wear? Did he refuse his positioning, or is there something deeper to the story? Because when looking at Merus, he seems to know everything, he seems to be moving just like the angels, but he doesn't look like an angel, he doesn't certainly function like one in having to keep that neutral status being the fact that he's a cop. So is he evil? Is he truly a good person? We may never find out, but we are going to learn of more or less what's going to happen in the next issue of the Dragon Ball Super manga, with of course Moro having to give the ultimatum that he will be coming to Earth in 2 months, and guess what? Merus had also told Goku that 2 months is in fact all he probably needs in order to tap back into Ultra Instinct. But the question is, when Goku does that, then where do we go from there? Is WHIS going to intervene? Is the Grand Priest going to intervene? And more or less, more importantly, if Merus does in fact come from one of the outside universes that was originally destroyed, then is this a result of Android 17 having to make his wish from the Tournament of Power in bringing about not just the erased universes that the Omni King had destroyed during the Tournament of Power, but also those that were destroyed perhaps eons ago, and with that we have Merus step in? But again, that doesn't seem to make any sense either, because a long time ago in the manga, we learned that Merus had apprehended 7-3, Shimoreka, Yumba, and all the other criminals, including Sagambo, and that also includes the information provided and the knowledge provided behind Moro's apprehension originally 10 million years ago. So this story right now is really in the hands of Toyotaro to further expand on, but I do like the concept idea that Merus perhaps was about to become an angel, but he simply chose not to because, of course, with his status of being one of the most absolute best cops within the force for the Galactic Patrol, it really does go as far as to serve its purpose that Merus had been a cop for quite some time, and he genuinely enjoys what he does. But perhaps because of this, is he breaking some kind of a law? I don't see Moro being any sort of a former god of destruction. If anything, they should keep that story of an ex-god for another arc. I think that would work best because Moro doesn't seem like a person that really cares about the god status, but instead he wants to just obliterate peace. So in the end, I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below. Is Merus an angel? Was he an angel? Is he a demonic entity, perhaps maybe working with Moro? Is he in fact in some way connected to Moro's status in being a former god and thus having to be his former attendee? I want to get your thoughts and feedback in the comment section below. Again, Who is Merus? I want to get your thoughts and concepts in the comment section down below, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. If, of course, you guys enjoyed, then don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below. If, of course, you guys are new to the channel, smash that subscribe button, guys, and more importantly, click the bell icon, turn on all notifications to never miss any of my uploads. Hashtag notification squad. The road to 1 million subscribers continues. I know we can smash that out by next year, guys. Again, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. All those links will be located down below. Again, thank you all so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I'm excited for this because there are so many great possibilities and concepts for this arc, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. But again, thank you all so much for your time. Tune back in for the next video, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Take it easy, guys. Peace. And a quick little reminder before you guys go, if you guys are unaware, I do have a second gaming channel located down in the description box below, so be sure to head on over to Unreal Royale and hit that subscribe button along with turning on all notifications, as to there, you guys will find all different kinds of gaming content that you will not get to find on UnrealEntGaming, titles and video games such as Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, Gears of War, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, Dragon Ball Z Legends, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, Minecraft, Blair Witch, and many other retro games on that channel. So if you guys are into gaming, then make sure you guys subscribe over on Unreal Royale. I want to thank you all so much for your time, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
Also follow UnrealEntGaming on these social media platforms to stay connected at all times. And if you don't, then very soon you will all be dead! Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god.
The fuck, someone? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes. Jesus Christ, that's huge! What, Broly?
Freezer.
Uh-oh.
Prepare to die!
But once you get video, lots of likes, or Bill will turn you into chocolate!
Vados, get over here! Tell these mortals that I'm the biggest UnrealEntGaming fan! This is my moment! I'm a part of his notification squad! Universe 7 can have all the fun! I just want the food!
And don't forget to leave a comment on this video! Show some love for the best community on YouTube!
Kakarota!